What's going on, everybody? How you doing? How you doing? It's been a minute. Sorry, I've been away for a little bit. I had some power outage issues, things of the sort going on here. It's been some crazy storms. So hopefully you guys are doing okay. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're gonna go straight into this. Final Fantasy 16. You know what it is. Roll credits. All right, let's do this. Just check one more thing to make sure this looks pretty good, because there's a lot of effects on screen. I'm gonna make sure that you guys can actually see what's happening. So bump this up a little bit, see what happens. And that should be it. The autosave, we're just gonna do continue. What's interesting is the autosave seems to be after my save. That's usually not the case. Yeah, I remember now. We had this cool outfit. Alright, babe. Let's go. Anyway, from where we left off. I'm gonna look at the map. Turn to East Pool. Okay. God, I'm gonna have to remember everything, y'all. What is, oh, okay, alright. This no music thing is kind of making me feel uncomfortable. Oh, that's horrible growling.
Torgal, what is it?
Nothing good, I'll wager. Come on.
Oh crap, what's happening? Now we got music. Don't sound good. What's happening?
What happened here?
Imperials. You'll pay for this.
We've got a live one.
What are you doing here? Talk to me!
You shouldn't have cut me here.
Who would order such a thing?
Get him!
Get him. Oh. Rude. Alright, this isn't too loud, is it? Oops. Let's get some. Come here.
Stay down.
Come on down here. Come on down.
Get him, boy.
Get it, boy. Alright, we dealt with them. I've been seeing a lot of people kind of like randomly having complaints about the combat, saying it's not as good as everyone thinks. Here's the thing. The combat, it just feels, the thing about it is it feels good. It doesn't feel overwhelming. It just feels comfortable. Especially like once you get playing, like once you play a lot of it. And that's coming from someone who, like, I took a break for a little bit, obviously, because I didn't play off stream. And I can say wholeheartedly that coming back to the game feels good. Okay, why can't I open this? No? Okay, alright.
Thought you could escape us, did you?
Oh my god, there's a lot more guys here than I
You were
thought.
born a slave, and you'll die one.
Is that how you feel?
There, boys.
Let's go. I'm a what? What am I? Okay, hold on. Good job. Oh man, the mix-up? Maybe it might not affect it as much as I thought. I don't know.
Kill all the Juco dogs! Juco dogs? They were innocent people! Garuda! Get him, boy! Sicko Toggle! Get him! Give them all you've got, boys!
Okay, you wanna do that? Okay. How about this? How about now? Alright. Dude, that's so cool.
You know what to do, boy!
You know what to do. Ow. Ow. Alright, this Imperial captain needs to go. He's bothered.
You know what to do, boy!
And then who? No. This is the one really bothered. Sir, you've just been shooting me in the back for the last 5 minutes.
Someone really done it!
And now there's another one shooting me.
Finished!
Oh no, it's you doing that.
Get him, boy! Stay down!
Oh my god, they sent the whole army over here.
You know what to do, boy.
More than just pull them over here.
You know what to do, boy. Get him, boy.
Get this guy in the sky. Get out of the sky. Oh boy, who's this?
Burn. The bearers and those who sheltered them. By Empress Annabella's command.
Annabella.
My mother ordered this. Why?
Right.
I know. You can wait.
Okay, that was sick. I'm not gonna lie.
Get him! Sicko Toggle! Get him, boy!
hammer. Okay.
Get him, boys!
Get down.
Get him! You know what to do, boy.
You know what to do, boy.
There, boy! Sick him, Torgal! Get him, boys! Sick him, Torgal! You know what to do, boy. Get him! There, boy! Over here. There, boy! Over here. There, boy! Get him! There, boy! Get him, boy! Over here.
Get him, boy.
There, boy! Get him!
Oh, God. Oh! Felt that one coming. Let's go in. Yeah, we don't care. And that's it. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Hey. And that's how we shut him down. All right. Ooh, let's do this. His mom ordered this. This is crazy. But am I surprised? No.
I'm sorry, Lady Hannah.
Oh.
You deserved so much better.
Oh my
All of these
God.
people did. Better than my mother.
We're too late.
Gav!
Thank you.
Clive!
So, found out his mom is the one that ordered the hit on the village that we were just like helping out before.
Of course you are.
So all those people are
On
dead.
the orders of the Duchess, eh? We knew East Pool was harbouring bearers. Thought they were safe enough hidden up here, but someone must have let slip. If they'd have only come to us sooner, none of this would have had to happen.
We were just about to move them too. That's
My
fucked
mother always
up.
did despise bearers. The way father embraced them when the other nations spat on them as slaves. The way an accident of birth gave them a power that others lacked.
But why kill everyone? They meant no harm. They just wanted to be free.
This world judges that a crime punishable by death. Which is why we're going to change it. Gav, we want to help.
Thought you'd got your own stuff to be getting on with.
We do. But it can wait.
In that case, we should head back and tell Sid you've had a change of heart. He was always on it yet to join us.
All right.
And we'd best be quick. Last I heard, he was planning another excursion.
What about the villagers?
Aye. Can I leave yous lot to take care of things here?
Of course. We'll make sure they get a proper burial.
Thank you. All of you.
They're like, okay.
When you're ready then.
I'm not sure if they knew who he was when he said that. They just kind of like, yeah, okay. Uh-oh.
Now, rats, lead me to your nest.
Oh my God. It's that one dude
Lord
from Game of
Cook has
Thrones.
a message for your leader. If only he knew where to send it.
Trixie. Trixie. What is that dude's name? Spider? Or something. That was it Spider? No, there was a Spider. There's another dude. The one that like basically orchestrated it.
Then. We have a lot to discuss.
Okay.
I heard Otto barking at his lot earlier. Didn't sound happy.
Might as well check.
Well? What's that for you, dear?
Can you upgrade anything?
That it?
Didn't think so.
Fine.
Don't mind me. Just taking a quick break.
We can keep running. Or we can walk through this door.
I don't know why you'd run now.
This place is getting more crowded by the day.
I tell myself the bustle's a blessing. There'll be time enough for quiet contemplation when I'm dead. So, did you find the answers you were looking for?
I still don't know what to make of this gift, curse, or whatever it is I've been given. But there is one thing I can say for certain. I am a dominant.
Fireworks going off over here.
Freed. And there is nothing I can do to change that. It is a burden I must bear until my dying day.
Spoken true. Forgiveness and in turn salvation can only begin with acceptance. It's a path we all must walk, no matter how colourful our histories.
Sid, you once told me that you wanted to build a place where people could die on their own terms.
I did.
I've been thinking about that. Why not a place where people can live on their own terms? For 13 years, killing was all I knew. So obsessed with death that I never stopped to consider the lives of those around me. Lives that I see now were scarcely worth living. Be they bearers or beggars, most march blindly to their end, never realizing that they too deserve a choice. And I dare not turn a blind eye to their suffering any longer.
So, atonement then, is it?
That was the answer we found.
The only one we need.
I'll be expecting you both to pull your weight.
And we will.
Well then, with a sprinkle of fire and ice, this plan of mine might just work.
And they're fire and ice.
What trouble are you looking to get yourself into
Another
now?
Game of Thrones.
The best kind. We're going to sneak into the Imperial capital and pay a visit to Mother.
Mother? My mother? Oh God. Already? Oh God. Looking forward to that. She's crazy. Council of Elders. This place looks fancy.
And the last of our farmholds in the eastern provinces has succumbed to the blight.
Without their yield, we'll be hard-pressed to fill the capital's granaries before winter.
If there is a capital by then, the black creeps closer as we speak.
And yet you do naught but bawl and bluster.
Radiance?
If it is fertile land the Empire requires, we need but look south.
If you mean the crystalline Dominion's holdings, we are bound by mutual accord. Theirs is a neutral state whose borders we are sworn to respect.
Gentlemen, did we swear to see our people starve?
Well, I really do think that...
The gates of Oriflamme buckle at the flood of those come seeking refuge from the Blight. If there is not grain enough to feed those within our walls, how, pray tell, will we feed those without? But instead of setting your minds to riddles such as these, you lock horns with an enemy from across the sea, sending our soldiers to the slaughter in their thousands. The Empire bleeds, and you sit here prattling like crones in a tea house. And you fancy yourselves leaders of men. Is naught without her citizens. We are but their servants. If their land is being wrested away, it is our duty to claim new lands for them.
Your Radiance! You cannot mean a war of conquest.
Conquest mode?
That is exactly what I mean. It is time we expanded our dominion. This is the will of great Grieger.
This man is talking of war.
Then we must find a way to distract the citizenry. But how much will that cost?
And what of our legions? Shall we raise the thirds?
Well, someone will have to contend with the Dalmex.
I will not keep you. You all have much to do.
That was I have spoken. Exits the room.
Where is my son?
The Lord Prince is currently garrisoned at the Strait of Orther. If it please you, I can send word requesting his immediate return to the Holy Capital.
That won't be necessary. Tell him instead to see to his wounds. Bahamut's strength will be needed again soon.
As you command.
Interesting. Gotta say, I'm liking family dynamic stuff.
I must have misheard. You mean to tell me that the Mother Crystals are the reason the world is dying? Are you mad?
I have been called that on occasion, but no, not today. We've all seen it firsthand. Empty wastes where once were green meadows. Land drained so dry of its ether, not even the rats remained. But where was it all going? I spent years searching for an answer, until I saw it standing right in front of me. There, in the self-same crystals we look to for their so-called blessing. All right, listen.
We're gonna be seen as terrorists if we go around telling
people. Magics. Answer by drawing ambient ether from the air. And where do these crystals come from?
That's easy. They're mined from the Mother Crystals.
They're one and the same. Although admittedly this here fits more easily in the pocket.
But the Mother Crystals are massive. Some as large as mountains.
So you see the problem. Imagine just how much ether can be drawn by something that size. As to where it's all going, mind, well, I can't know everything, can I?
We are taught that the Mother Crystals are divine. Their ether a gift from the heavens. For centuries, Nations have fought and fallen for want of that gift. If what you say is true, how did no one else see it?
Who says they didn't? Maybe the truth was inconvenient.
Inconvenient to whom, exactly?
The higher-ups, the gods themselves.
So now you want to do something about the crystals. And what? We're not helping bearers and dominants anymore.
I didn't say that. I made a promise and I intend to keep it. But if we continue down this path, there's only one fate that awaits the realm. And we can't very well set our people free if they're all lying dead in a blighted ditch. Not if we want to create a place where they can live on their own terms anyway. Sort of defeats the purpose. So, if we have to bring the old world crashing down in order to build us a new one, what say you? Are you with me?
I suppose it's about time I repaid your faith.
You could have just said aye. But it's nice to have you aboard all the same.
I feel like,
What have I got myself into?
in
Need
theory,
more than a few potions for this.
by doing this, well, one, like I said, we're gonna be seen as terrorists because everybody thinks that all of those are from the heavens, and yeah, it's gonna be an issue. And then two,
Don't mind me. Just taking a quick breather, ain't I?
I feel like it's gonna change the dynamic how the world is, because right now they treat all the people that have the ability to just use the magic and
Wanted to
stuff
send a message.
as
most
slaves.
likely.
But after this, after we destroy all the mother crystals, they're gonna be the only ones that have the magic, period. Right? That seems to be that's the way that's gonna go.
You've lost a letter. Nothing too important, I hope.
Not just a letter. I lost everything. There's a hole in my damn pack, and fool that I am, I didn't bloody notice.
It can't be that bad, surely.
How could it be any worse? I'm a courier. I carry things. If I can't do my job right, then what am I good for? Nothing, that's what. I buggered it right up. That means no herbs for the infirmary, and no fresh meat for our cooking pots. Worst of all, that letter I lost? It was for Sid. A letter he's been waiting on for days.
Maybe if you retrace your steps.
I'd scour Storm from coast to coast if I could, but there are curse breakers in the field, counting on my arrival. No.
Curse breakers.
I'll just have to own up to Otto and Sid. They're gonna skin me alive.
It's not my problem. It's just funny that they give you the option.
Tell me where to look.
Are you serious?
It sounds like the hideaway could use those supplies.
Gotan's bales, perhaps? I took a tumble in the bushes when I was passing through. If you can find everything I dropped, you'll be doing us all a favor. And if you can find Sid's letter, you'll be saving my life.
If it's there, I'll find it.
Wonderful. I trust you can find your way to Gotan's bales.
I'm sure he doesn't. The letter won't last very long out in the elements. I should make for Sambrek as soon as I can.
Of course, of course.
I heard Otto barking at his lot earlier. Sound happy.
Dang it, she sells the potions. I go to her now.
He's never this late. Where are you, Randall?
Is everything all right?
Forgive me, young man. I was in a world of my own. I'm worried about my friend, you see. He left some time ago and hasn't returned. And you know what it's like out there for a bearer on his own.
Why leave the safety of the hideaway?
For coin. Sad though it is, our need outweighs the risk. The hideaway can't survive on goodwill alone. And though Karen does what she can, her coffers aren't bottomless. Wait, you were a soldier, were you not?
I was.
Then might I ask a favour of you? I'm too old to be traipsing hither and yon. Will you go and find him for me?
I'll do what I can.
Oh, thank you.
What can you tell me about your friend?
His name is Randall, and I suspect you'll find him in Lost Wing. He's been working for Quinton, the tavern keeper. He'll know something, I'm sure.
I'll speak to him.
Safe travels, my friend. And thank you again.
Maybe let's go do this first. I prioritized the other one, but you know how we get down. Actually don't know which one is which, so wait, oh, there we go. Speak with, wait. Yeah. Let's do the Lost Wing first. There, wait a minute.
But how did the gross?
To make sure we're going the right way. Actually, we can buy some potions here.
Any friend of the innkeeper is a friend of mine. I trust it's all here.
Lion Heart Tonic. Ooh.
Ah, yes. I trust it's all here.
Sun's setting fast.
Ah, if it isn't Sid's young protege. To what do I owe the pleasure?
I'm looking for a bearer called Randall. I hear he's been coming to you for work. He was expected back at the hideaway some time ago. A friend of his asked me to check on him.
Randall, you say? The porter? Yes, I know him. Though, thinking about it, he should probably have been back by now.
I'll go and look for him.
He was to meet an associate of mine to the south of here, on Lorbert's Pass. I do hope nothing's happened to him.
Oh boy. Not this way.
Can I have another cup, Daddy?
Let's see. I'm gonna assume this is the way. Lead to the mini. Oh, the other one's here too, the red letter stuff. Okay, well, do this one still. Need to let us run faster. Go, fly, go.
hanged man. Thank the gods. You're one of us. We were attacked. Beastmen on the road. Randall knew he didn't play the hero, but reckless sod insisted on drawing him off.
Where did this happen?
Further down the road. In the clearing, please. You have to see that he's safe.
I'll do what I can. You go back to Lost Wing and tell Quentin what happened.
Oh.
Goblins. Why am I not surprised?
I need to get in here. Thank you. Oh.
Sick of trouble. You know what to do, boy. Sick of trouble.
Alright, is this our last guy? I think it is.
Give them all you've got, boy. This time. You know what to do, boy. Sick of trouble. Don't let them get away. Sick of trouble. Get him. Sick of Torgal. You know what to do, boy. Get him, boy. Sick of Torgal. Get him, boy. There, boy. Over here. Get him, boy. Get him, boy.
Ow.
Get him, boy. Get him, boy.
Get him, boy. He gonna do that.
Boy. Don't let them get away. Give me. Wait. You know what to do. Get him.
Dang. Dang. That's cool. Alright. It's fun. Didn't even take too much damage there. Alright, but we didn't confirm if anyone was alive. So, what do we... I guess here's the cart. Oh, here we go. Oh, God. Is he alive? He looks not alive.
Sorry, Randall. Looks like I was too late. He doesn't deserve to rot by the roadside. I'll speak to Quentin.
Damn. Pretty messed up. some reason I halfway thought we were gonna make it back to him in time. This world. It's dark. Dark and full of terrors. Just like the night.
But how did the grocer know his daughter?
Ah, there you are. My man told me what happened, and I can't help but notice you're alone. Damn it. I feared as much.
He's not far from the south gate. I trust you'll do right by him.
Of course. I'll send someone right away. I knew he was brave, though I didn't know he was reckless. Poor fool.
And you known him long?
A while. I liked the fact that he didn't shy away from dangerous work, and he liked what I paid.
Because it helped keep the hideaway afloat.
I'll tell Sid what happened here. I expect he'll be none too pleased to learn of Randall's fate. And I suppose you're none too happy either. For your trouble.
Don't tell me. Turnips for supper.
The courier said his pack might have split while he was passing through the bales. I'd better keep my eyes open. Good. Looks like I'm in the right area. More of the lost supplies. I doubt he could have fit much more in his pack. Still no sign of Sid's letter, though. We've come this far. Might as well ask around.
Okay. So you're starting with this person in particular.
A little overdressed to be picking grapes, aren't you? Are you here for Master Quentin?
I'm looking for a letter someone dropped nearby, and I suppose you've seen it.
Can't say I have, sorry.
Well, if you do,
Wait, I did pass a dog with something in its mouth a little while back. Could have been a piece of paper. No idea if it was your letter, but you never know.
which way did it go?
Towards Lost Wing? Seemed well looked after to me. Dare say someone there's been feeding it.
To the village, then. Thank you.
Village. This came from there.
Hi, Collier.
Did Master Quentin summon you?
The shad's all salted and smoked.
Dog did have the letter.
It seems we have our culprit. Sorry, boy. Someone's waiting for this. And he's waited long enough already. Hopefully this will keep our courier out of trouble.
Okay, hopefully this one will have a happier ending. The other one did.
I heard Otto barking at his lot earlier.
Wanted to send a message.
Maybe I should just own up to Otto and Sid. Well, there you are. I just got back to the hideaway and thankfully Otto hasn't seen me yet. I don't suppose you,
Found the things you dropped. I did.
I was so sure they'd be gone. And the letter?
Only a little worse for wear.
No more skulking about in the shadows for me then, and all thanks to you. Losing those supplies is one thing, but if Sid had found out about that letter...
Is it about Cursebreaker business?
If only. It's from his daughter. She's off studying in Canver, and her letters are all that keeps Sid sane while she's away.
He never mentioned a daughter.
Oh, he's a busy man. And thanks to you, he won't be wasting his time smiting careless couriers with levin bolts. So I'd say you did us both a service. Here, for your troubles. If there's anything you're wanting from Sid, today's the day. He'll be sweet as honey once he gets his hands on this.
Okay. 2 side quests down. Almost like right back to back, so that's good. He's got something.
Well, what's that for you, dear?
Flame tongue. Excuse me? Sir, what? Can I craft that? Cannot. Wait, well I can.
No scratches, all right?
Yeah, I'm putting that on right now. Thank you.
And?
Oh my goodness, look at that thing. Oh, it looks so good. Okay.
So what God's forsaken corner of the realm is Sid dragging you off to this time?
Oriflamme.
The Holy Capital. And what business would you lot have in... On second thoughts, I don't want to know.
Save my monies, save my pennies. Breath of fire. Reduces heat wave cooldown time. Wave. That's a lot right now.
Speaking of Oriflamme, I hear the trading routes leading south have seen more than double the usual traffic. If you ask me, somewhat foul's brewing. And it ain't Tyre's borbile tea. Oh, just go and see Otto, will you?
All right.
Take a seat, Clive. I'll fetch you a bowl of brown.
So you're really going through with it? Sid's been talking about bringing down a mother crystal since I've known it. But that's all it's ever been. Talk.
He's convinced it's the right thing to do. We'll be leaving for the capital shortly.
Well, you couldn't have picked a better moment. Seems the hiding the Royalists gave him wasn't enough to dampen old Sylvester's spirits. His legions are on the march again. This time, due south.
Another war.
All as the great Grieger wills it. Bloodthirsty little miss, that one. That's God's for you, innit? Still, might work to our advantage on this occasion. Wars breed chaos. On the front lines, and at home. With a fair wind behind them, a handful of like-minded ne'er-do-wells could melt into the back alleys of Oriflamme. No trouble. It's making it to the capital that's the problem.
The checkpoint.
That's right. Anyone travelling in or out of Oriflamme has to go through Northreach. Lucky for you, I might just know of a way.
This?
Well, no, not that. That gets you an audience with the Dame. And it's the Dame who'll see you safely through Northreach. I'll send a Stolas in the morning. Let her know you're coming. We go way back. And she's a true friend of the cause. I'm sure you'll get on like a house on fire.
That's good of you, but... who is this Dame, and where will I find her?
She's the proud proprietress of Northreach's foremost house of ill repute. The Vale. And she's quite a woman, if you know what I mean.
A woman? Right.
Don't go blinding her with your charm now, lad. I'll be expecting a full report when you get back.
Alliant reports. Okay, let's see. These reports compiled by the Curse Breakers contain information on quests currently available.
I suppose that's everything. Now to find Gav.
Oh, you're the new lad, aren't you? Goat at your service. Well, at the hideaway service anyway. Otto's put me in charge of reading through the reports sent in by our allies and picking out any problems that might warrant the attention of the Curse Breakers. Or any other willing volunteers. And there's no shortage of problems, I can tell you. Well, maybe I don't have to. I'll warrant a strapping lad like you's got people begging him for help wherever you go. Anyway, if you're ever interested in taking a look over the list, just say the word. Reckon you could probably tick off the odd thing here and there. They say little acts of kindness are their own reward. But if that ain't enough, these have got proper bounties on them and all. Anything catch your eye?
So it just takes you right to where these things are. It's kind of cool.
Think you can help?
The sound of silence.
To our friends. And to those... Well, 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 someone's in a hurry.
Just following orders.
Funny, I never took you for the type.
Can't all be as obedient as you, Gav.
Eh?
Fine day for a little mischief. wouldn't you say?
Is this all of us?
Actually, Gav won't be coming.
Just the three of us, then?
Drake's Head is the keystone of the Empire. Oriflamme's in chaos, yes, but that doesn't mean we can march an army through her gates. The fewer our numbers, the better our chances of going unnoticed.
Smart.
And should that plan fail, well, we have our icons to fall back on.
Sid, I don't know if I can. Ifrit still seems to come and go as he pleases.
Ordinarily, priming an icon comes naturally to a dominance. But then, you are no ordinary dominance.
Well, he's still got the blessing of the Phoenix, doesn't he?
Not to mention what he sucked out of Garuda. And did I ever tell you about how he was once the greatest shield in Rosaria? You know, I reckon he could probably cut us a path out of the capital on his own if need be.
Let's try not to find out.
We're less likely to be spotted if we travel separately. I'll meet you in Northreach in a few days. You two behave now.
There's a side quest here? What? Or does it just show the same thing that I was seeing before? Shoot, let's just knock it out, why not? Especially since we're gonna meet him anyway, might as well just go ahead and do this. Oh, actually, what I'm gonna do really quick is go ahead and run some ads here. I'm running them all at the same time so that everybody is on the same page. So I will be right back with you guys. Go ahead and make sure you grab water, get some snacks, whatever you need to do, because we are definitely getting lore out the wazoo. All right, so I'll be right back, and we'll continue getting all this juicy lore. All right, see you guys in a second. Alright, you guys, welcome back. We are back. Let's do this.
It's true.
So we've been to this place before. We're just kind of coming back here to do a side quest.
It's done for. I've seen your face before. You're a friend of Martha's. Help us, I beg you.
Help you with what?
Bandits in the Golden Stables. They're waving their swords around. I think they're gonna kill someone. When I saw what was happening, I slipped out the back. I should have stayed, but... Oh, please help them.
All right. I'll see to your problem.
Thank you.
How many were there?
I was out of the door too fast to count. They looked a nasty bunch, though. Be careful in there, all right?
They need to be careful. Cause I'm about to come in there and bust some heads. Let's go. They don't want to see me transform. I actually be like, you should get out of here too, just in case that happens.
Ha! Golden Stables, my ass. All Martha's hiding back here is coppers. Oh, that's a fine sword, friend. Heavy, though, I expect. What say we relieve you of it?
You try your best, buddy.
I want that blade.
Let's get this over with.
That's enough. Finished.
You ain't getting no blame. You ain't even getting out of this building.
Sick of Torgal. Get him, boy. Stay down.
There's only 2 guys. She made it sound like, oh, it was just so many. So many people in here.
I'll be keeping my blade, thank you.
There he is, the hero of the Golden Stables.
People will think twice about pushing us around again, thanks to you. We're lucky you were nearby. No good cowards wouldn't have dared set foot in the place if I'd been here, of course.
But you weren't. I thought you told me you had someone watching the place.
The Blood Axes keep an eye on the tavern, yeah. When they're not busy keeping the peace, that is. I've spread them as thin as they'll go. The Empire might be in charge, but that don't mean they care to keep us safe. If it weren't for the Blood Axes and me, merchants won't come near these lands for fear of what might happen to them.
I see. Then you do Rosaria a great service.
Just as you did today. You're a useful man to have around. Here.
Thank you.
And there'll be a mug of something tasty waiting for you whenever you next stop by.
Ooh.
Right, we've got work to
I
do
like
for to make
mugs
this
and
place
tasty
presentable. You best be going before I arm you with a mop.
Yeah, we don't got time for that. Don't have time for mom. We had dominant stuff to do. You know, cool stuff.
There he is, the man of the hour. You're the one who saw off the bandits, aren't you? Martha was singing your praises. Takes a brave man to march into danger out of the goodness of his heart. You have my respect.
A Rosarian salute.
Oh, what is it they say? Old habits die hard. I trust you won't be reporting me to the Viceroy. If we'd had a few more like you about, perhaps the Rosfields might still... Listen to me rambling on. Thank you again, and, take care of yourself.
Guess we're done here.
So, We're meeting in Northreach. And will I find Sid and Jill before this Dane finds me?
Ah, you're Sid's man, if I'm not mistaken. Couldn't trouble you for some assistance, could I?
That depends. What do you need?
Some new bearers from Oriflamme just arrived, and it cost Master Quinton a pretty penny to convince their owner to part with them. Man must have been a bloody tyrant. I can't get a peep out of them, try as I might.
They're probably terrified of you.
You're probably right. Dare say it'd take a bearer like yourself to open them up. So, will you have a word with them? Help them settle in?
I can try.
That'll do me. Tell them they're safe, and that if they need anything, they just have to ask.
I'll let them know.
Appreciate it. They're sitting over there, taking a long overdue breather, looks like.
Seems like an easy enough quest.
So you're the new arrivals. Is there anything I can get you? You're safe here. They don't punish people like us for speaking our minds.
Truly. I'm hungry. My sister too, we're starving.
Wait here. I'll fetch you something from the tavern.
Thank you.
I won't be long. You stay here and rest.
But how did the grocer know his dog? Sun's setting fast.
Can I have another cup, Daddy?
I'll have 2 plates of whatever you're serving.
Sorry. We've enough mouths of our own to feed without tending to the wants of outsiders.
Yo, this game is so great.
It's not for me.
What's up, James? Why? How you doing,
It's
man?
for some new arrivals.
Oh, my apologies. I didn't see the mark. So you're a comrade. Well, in that case, you may have whatever you require. Take all the bread and wine you want.
That's really all it takes. One look at the innkeeper's mark.
Of course it is. I do as Master Quinton commands, as do we all. And Master Quinton commands that none of his favoured guests be left wanting.
Good, man. Just finished streaming, so I feel good. Nice.
Don't keep our new comrades waiting.
Sounds like a
Take
good
what you
stream
need to
then.
see that
Good
they eat their
stream.
fill.
Grab the food, of course.
Bread and wine. Hopefully this will be enough.
You're gonna be like, that's not enough any more than bread and wine.
Don't tell me. Turnips for
Pretty
supper.
good. Just happy about my
Did you
progress into this game.
That bear is back
Good
to
stuff,
master.
man. That's good. So you think you made it pretty far
Bread and
this
wine
way
from the
now?
tavern.
Huh? Pretty. Would you say you feel like you've at least probably 25% into the game, maybe?
May we? Truly.
And I guess another question too I can ask is, what level are you? 25 at least, I hope. But if
Such
not, that's
plenty.
okay. Yeah.
Never in all my days.
Yeah, I feel that. It's kind of hard to tell. It's a weird question, really.
We sat and no one shouted. We ate and more was offered.
I know. I can't believe it.
You're free now. And the next time you're hungry, you need only ask to be fed.
Thank you for everything. Thank you.
Level 26 to 28. Nice. Actually, I have no idea.
It's to us now.
And 23 right now.
Nothing bad, I promise.
Just to give me an, I guess that's a better way to kind of gauge like how far you've gotten without saying too much like story stuff, you know.
Master Quinton will never forgive me if I don't save that crop. I want no trouble. Wait, that's... Ah, glory to Griga. If you're a friend of Master Quinton's, then perhaps you'll help me.
And you need someone to solve your pest problem.
I do indeed. I suppose the smell's got them worked up. I tried chasing them off myself, but they won't flee from the likes of me. And if I don't bring those grapes in for pressing soon, Master Quinton will have my guts for garters. You look like you can handle that blade of yours. Will you put it to use for a comrade in need? Please. Rid us of these wasps so I can be about my business.
All right.
Yeah, but you're right behind. But I'm right behind you. Oh,
thank you. You'll find them over at Gotan's bales on the edge of town. And hurry, Lostwing needs those grapes.
I go get some grapes. Hey, that was a long conversation. It's daytime now.
But how did the grocer know his daughter had been...
Don't tell me. Turn it.
Man, that whole section though, where Clive like went through that whole acceptance thing, that was pretty crazy. I don't know if we talked about that, but yeah, that was some pretty crazy stuff. Definitely a cool boss battle for sure.
That must be the vineyard. A few wasps shouldn't give me too much trouble.
There, boy! Get him! That's enough! Sick him, Toggle! Get him, boy! Sick him, Toggle!
A little extermination mission.
Get him! Sick him, Toggle! You know what to do, boy. Over here. There, boy. You know what to do, boy. Get him, boy. There, boy.
And that's it. Enemy slain.
Looks like that was the last of them. I better let Quinton's man know.
Hope I get far today. Yeah, me too.
Got him!
Got him.
Don't tell me. Turnips for supper.
Those wasps won't be interfering with your harvest anymore.
Oh, thank you. Master Quinton would have had my head if I'd lost the crop. I'd say you've earned a reward. Our Gotan Rouge fetches a handsome price among the rich and powerful of the realm. The vineyards were Master Quinton's idea.
Well, He certainly seems to have done that here. I'm glad I could help.
I'll see that he hears of your kindness. And once this vintage is ripe for drinking, there'll be a glass or two raised in your honor.
I think I have to go this way. I'm navigating this time without the map.
Is it safe to ride to Northreach now?
I wouldn't say.
Over here. You know what to do, boy. Stay down. You know what to do, boy. Sick of Toggle. There, boy. Give me fire.
Brand about trying Elden Ring co-op tonight off stream. What do you say about that?
You know what to do, boy. Get him, boy. You know what to do, boy. Sick of Toggle.
You said he was down? You got a monster in me, so you're all good. Are you off tomorrow?
Sick of Toggle. Don't let them get away. Sick of Toggle.
Yes, sir, but you muted the band early in the day. Dang, look at you. I didn't know you were off.
Good boy.
You definitely should have said something. That's what's up, man. Glad to hear you're on. These wild chocobos. There's great. little dragon.
There, boy.
Also, you need more kids. Talking about from the bottom of the emote or the avatars. Yeah, the avatars. Yeah, it just comes down to what they kind of have available, you know. We, you know, I'll definitely, I check every once in a while just to see. What the heck? Oh, those good, like the gazelle thing. Look how big this area looks. It's huge.
Let's make this quick.
Come over here where we're at.
Sick of Torgal. You know what to do, boy. Over here.
Dang it, Rock. Nice.
The soldiers used to speak of a brothel, but that was north of the checkpoint. I hope that Dame has friends in the south.
Held like a plum for the apple of your eye.
Might as well stock up on here.
The right to confiscate any objects.
The fruit's not getting any fresher.
And what can I do for you?
Clamshell. It's new. For the storm. Man, the music's pretty expensive.
You've a keen eye. And a fine, fine day to you.
Okay, real quick. Okay, 418.
A moment, my lady.
A moment? I doubt you could afford even that much of my time. Branded.
My mistake.
No, mine. Upon reflection, you don't have the scent of a branded about you. The flowers. Otto always did know how to please me. More than Sid ever did anyway. Do you think you could please me, Clive?
You're the Dame.
Let us leave such impersonal titles to my less preferred clientele. You can call me Isabel. Otto assured me I could trust you. I can trust you, can't I?
You can trust me, yes, but why would you?
Help you? Because that's what we do. Long ago, Sid did me a kindness when no one else would. I have never forgotten that. Without it, I would not be where I am today. And so, I make it a point to do the same whenever possible. Which brings us here. To the final obstacle between you and whatever it is you seek in the holy capital. I fear the guards are not likely to let a masterless bearer pass unmolested. Unless...
Unless...
Unless, of course, his master deigned to appear. Yes, that will do nicely. But... I shall expect a favor in return.
Wait, what?
Wait. What?
Are you gonna buy something or not?
What the hell are you doing?
Tut tut. We cannot have people thinking I tolerate disobedience from my branded.
The men who gave me this are no more my masters than you are. But... it's not as if I can hide it.
From the moment you acquired it, that brand has done naught but take. But today, it is going to give you exactly what you want. Just play along.
Madame, back to the Vale already?
But of course, we must make ready to welcome you, my dear.
And who might this be?
Make sure you do
Why
all
my
the
new
side missions
escort?
before you
The
move
streets
on
aren't
too much
safe for a
farther
girl,
with some
what with
money.
all the royalists
Gotcha.
about.
Yeah, I've been doing all of them that are
Don't work
available.
him too hard.
Well, that rather depends on you now, doesn't it? I'll see you all at sunset.
Oi, hold up. Another fucking branded. Well, you're lucky you're with the dame. Get out of my sight, filth.
Whatever, man.
That wasn't so bad.
Wasn't so bad. They might have recognized me.
But they didn't. And even if they had, they wouldn't have done anything about it. The gentlemen of the garrison are some of my best customers. We have an arrangement, as do you and I. Now, if you'd care to follow me, we can speak more at the Vale.
Doesn't seem like I have much of a choice.
So, Oracle, we made it in. Pets.
After it.
Oh, treats.
I haven't seen you around the Vale again.
And if anyone requests her company, tell them she is feeling unwell.
Madame, you look stunning.
As do you, my dear.
Shall I have one of the girls draw a bath?
That won't be necessary. Clive, my darling. Welcome to the Vale.
Thank you for seeing me through the gates, my lady. I am in your debt.
Well, that was the whole point, wasn't it? And I told you, it's Isabel. Whatever wound you so tight, I wonder. It's certainly not Sid's influence.
You, mentioned a favor. What is it you'd have me do? I don't want to keep my companions waiting.
If you mean Sid and the girl, you needn't worry. They have yet to reach the checkpoint. Yes, Otto asked me to help them as well. But to answer your question, I need you to find someone for me. One of my girls. Tatienne has been gone for several days now, having left no word of explanation. And I've begun to fear the worst.
I feel as if I've spent my whole life searching for people. No, I can't say I'm any good at it.
I trust you'll do your best. Oh, and take this.
Moon and stars.
Proof of that trust. And hopefully enough to keep prying eyes from looking too closely at that handsome face of yours. Now, I have matters to attend to at the Iron Flagon. If you find anything, ask for me there.
I should probably start here.
Side quest.
That's the day done then.
What?
Heard the bones fell favourably. To the Vale, then.
What do you think? Another man's corpse.
I don't know how a bearer came by the moon and stars, but thank goodness I found you. Can I trust you to be discreet?
About what?
About this. About what I wish to ask of you. About the fact that I, a humble creature, assist the Dame of the Vale in her endeavors. As unlikely as it may seem, there are those within the upper echelons of Samberquois society who find the Empire's treatment of bearers to be barbaric.
All right. But what do you want from me?
This town is carried upon the backs of its bearers, and yet many would see their servants starve, not for the want of coin. Simple fare cost little more than a pittance, but to revel in the suffering of others. A simple act of cruelty. Contemptible though it is, my countrymen would sooner cut off their noses to spite their faces than see their bearers fed. And despite my best attempts at secrecy, my efforts to dole out comestibles have been noticed. Which brings me to my request. The brand upon your cheek affords you a certain freedom. A freedom I could sorely use.
Fine. What do you need me to do?
Oh, thank you. An extra meal may not seem like much, but it will make all the difference. Here, deliver these, but keep them hidden. Quickly now.
A lot of food delivery requests in this game.
Food I can provide goes where the need is greatest. And today, that happens to be the barracks. 3 bearers, overworked and underfed, not permitted a moment's rest.
It's no wonder so many die before their time.
Tragic, true, but do not let anger make you careless. People will view this act of mercy as an undermining of the Empire's authority. Be discreet for both our sakes, and for the sake of those we feed. Oh, and when you're finished, a word in the ear of one of the Dame's girls would be appreciated.
You won't be staying then?
I'm afraid not. I'm expected back in the capital.
The crystal's curse is bad enough. We can't let people starve as well.
I'm just delivering this stuff.
Are you waiting for it to heal on its own? Hurry up!
Looks like now's not the time.
Now's not the time. Okay. Now's not the time here either. It's like.
You look like you need a rest.
Oh. Okay. Now is the time.
Not half as much as I need this. Thank you. I don't eat it here, though. Not where anyone might see.
Has it always been this bad?
Oh, it was worse before the Chamberlain. I'd be dead without him. Me and many others.
That's something at least.
And if I was any of these bears, I would just be wearing a mask all the time outside. Wouldn't even know. Till I just all of a sudden just set some stuff on fire or something. They're like, it's a bear!
Heard the bones fell favourably.
What's this? Are you?
I have something for you.
From the Chamberlain. Thank you. You need to leave. Now. Please.
Branded! Who told you to rest? Stoke those damn flames! And you! If you've got a message for me, out with it. If not, return to your post. It's not been half a moon since Bellamy.
You'll work faster next time if you know what's good for you.
He's like, well, did what I could.
Yeah. It looks like you need it. The Chamberlain must have sent you, but alas, my work is far from over. You need to rest. But I won't. I've wounds to heal and bones to mend. And what of your own hurts? And wait. As will my hunger. Thank you, though. A drover has more regard for his cattle than the Empire does its bearers. Anyway, I'd better head to the Vale.
That bastard!
I don't know why I walked away from this dude.
Sergeant's got it in for us two. Huh. Where's your commanding officer, Branded? Don't you know the training grounds are for real soldiers?
Hey, you lost or something? Sorry, but the Imperial Guard's got no use for your kind. The infantry always needs more bodies, though.
I'm just passing through.
Don't bloody believe it. The bastard's wearing the moon and stars.
That'll be why he's strutting about like he owns the place.
The Dame laughed when we offered her our protection. You reckon this prick's really worth a couple of the Emperor's finest?
I dare say there's ways of finding out. How about it, Branded? Care to show us how you earned that brooch?
I'd rather not.
Oh, no doubt. Only chivalrous souls that we are. Robin and I need to know the Dame's being properly looked after.
Fine. If it'll put your mind at ease.
Oh, and just so you know, I won't be holding back.
He was on that fight for 3 hours. I don't believe him.
Take a
What
moment
fight?
to get ready.
This fight right here?
Wouldn't want you whining about an unfair fight.
For 3 hours? Look, hold on. Let me save, because now you got me like, what? He said they got special moves. Look, I got special
Now,
moves.
let's get the measure of you, shall we?
If that's what you want.
Cocky bastard. All right, let's be having you.
Kind of not good with this game. And welcome to the stream, also, Le Prestige. Welcome.
Oh, and when you go crying to your mistress, tell her it was Leon who gave you the pounding. Use all the dirty tricks you want, Brandon.
Wow.
So you know one end of a blade.
3 hours? How you doing tonight, Le Prestige?
What the hell are you playing at, Leon? Ah, so it's a real challenge he wants, is it? Fine.
Got him!
3 hours?
Bearer, let's have some fun, shall we?
Oh,
Not
okay.
a bearer. Bring the dame's favour anyway.
I know when to hold my tongue for a start.
You've got potential. I'll give you that.
And that's that. What about 3 hours? Somebody talking about that mess. Look, man, I heard it took 3 hours to beat these two.
Can I go now?
Grieger's gash. The bastard didn't even break a sweat.
The dame's
They
man
were
will
like
know
2
he's
separate
still a
rounds.
Brandon. Best hope the sergeant never hears about this.
Yeah, not after the bollocking he gave us for missing
Strongest
drills.
thing in this game,
Might
or
be the old
Torgal.
side had a point.
I'll leave you to it.
Yeah, good bloody riddance. At least we know the dame's in safe hands, I suppose.
Do us a favour. If you have to tell the dame about this, tell her we got a good few hits in, eh?
Well, I will say this. It probably won't feel like a Final Fantasy game if they don't have the little, what do they call the tomberries? The dudes with the knives. They just, just the one stab, and it's like, ah. Yeah, without those, it's not, I don't think it's a Final Fantasy game.
The Emperor's finest, thrashed
Felt
by a
like Sora
Brandon.
with the Kingdom.
Sergeant
Oh,
may be a
nah.
surly bastard, but
Not
you
these
number
two.
all right. Extra drills it is then.
Not them. They ain't ready for that. Yeah, Tomberry is the strongest. I hate those things so much. I hate them so much. I remember in like, I think it was 15, you did all that flipping and dipping and they would just do one stab. And then all of a sudden, you just see Noctis fall over.
I suppose you'll need a little something to remember me by.
And I suppose I'll need to...
Like, it was the most annoying thing. You flipping and dipping all over the place, and all of a sudden that it's a wrap. Tom Berry's the second strongest, but the cactus G can kill you instant. Yeah, the cactus too, the little spiky moves and stuff it has. I hope the Kupo comes back. I'm sure the Kupo's gonna come back, of course. Moogles.
All right. Are you here for
Cubo.
business or pleasure?
Business, though not my own. The Chamberlain put me to work delivering food.
Ah, so he found someone to help him then. Just as well. I hear his friends back at court have been taking a little too much interest in him of late.
So he really is a Chamberlain.
There was a time when he was the Vale's most illustrious customer.
I think
Us
Seven
Vales
had
thought of
him,
as
yeah.
a generous uncle. He was one of the only people round here who seemed bothered by the way the Empire treats
Not
its
the
bearers.
desert prison, no.
Rare for one in his position.
A fact not wasted on the
But I think
day.
they did have some
Nudge
Tom
from her
Bears
is all it
in the
took,
game.
and he became
and
the
some
patron
cactus
saint of
dudes.
Northreach's starving masses. My sisters and I may have lost an uncle, but bearers are being fed for a change, so we don't grumble. Much.
Glad to hear it.
Gives you faith, though, doesn't it? To know there are people out there like him. And you, for that matter. It's no wonder the dame's got a soft spot for you.
I better be going.
Bob's like, I'm getting too comfortable here. I got a mission. Wait, so turn that in. Let's go do this other one. Man, y'all, I cannot wait for Rebirth. That's gonna be transformative. It's gonna be a transformative experience. We're gonna become
I
Cloud.
cannot help but notice you bear the moon and stars. So you are an associate of the dames? Might I trouble you for some assistance? You'll be rewarded, of course.
And who exactly would I be assisting?
Oh, forgive me. I am Etienne, a
Brandon's ready
humble
for co-op.
merchant,
Oh,
though
God.
fortunate enough to count the
You're gonna have to help
days
him
among my
get it set up. Did you send the video to him? Because he said he needed it earlier. I never got around to
The
sending
guards
it.
have grown somewhat suspicious of my
Send him that
comings and
one that we
goings
both
of
looked
late.
at.
I was hoping
He
someone
didn't
might
get it
be
set up yet.
kind enough to go in my stead. And who better than someone in the employ of the Vale's proprietress? Would you
Set it up
be
with the
willing
passcode.
to help
Oh,
a fellow
snap.
in his hour of need?
Why not?
Why not?
Hey, like in the game? I'm loving it so far.
The task is simple enough. Pass
It's
through
giving
the
me
gate and deliver
PS2
packages
Final
to a
Fantasy
few of my
realness.
most
And that's
valued
honestly,
clients.
that's what I wanted.
There are 3 in total.
It's like
A grocer,
PS5,
an apothecary,
PS2
and a
realness.
distiller.
That's
You
pretty
need
much
only
what this game
mention
is
that
giving.
the items you carry are fresh from the master's table.
Nothing dangerous, I hope.
Why, of course not. Merely trifles which folk beyond the checkpoint are keen to get their hands on. And though I cannot prevent you from peeking, I advise that you don't. Strongly advise.
Doo-doo-doo-doo. Okay, let's go knock this out real quick.
I haven't seen you around the Vale of late.
I kind of like, when it comes to navigating around this game, things are pretty, sometimes pretty dense. Certain areas are pretty dense. That's the word I'm looking for. So it's sometimes I don't know which way I should be going to get to where I need to go. But it's you kind of get it. It's not like too crazy, but
Go on now. Shoot. I have a delivery from Etienne. Fresh from the master's table.
Why didn't you say so?
I keep that thing on me, goddammit, Bobby. They see me selling propane and now they trying to copy. Pretend to be broke, but I got hella cash. If you use charcoal, I'ma kick your ass. What up, everybody? Love Hank. Shout out 833, the best band ever.
thank you for that, Hank Hill. Thank you very much.
Tell Etienne I'm a
Need
man
to
of
figure
my
out
word.
why the heck that played
Perfume.
in the wrong spot. That
Oriflamme's
hold
finest.
on. What's going on?
Just as promised.
What the heck? Why did that? You don't owe me for that. And handheld. Thanks, Love Prestige. And handheld. Thank you guys so much. So, I don't know why they just did that. To be honest with y'all. Like, there's like absolutely no reason that should have played through there. Can y'all hear this? Hold on. Y'all hear this? Okay, y'all hear that? Interesting. Very interesting. I don't know why that would do that. Log in. It's pretty cool. It shows like all the interactions that have been made. All right, there we go. That's so weird, yo. I don't know why that played like that. That probably sounded real crazy for you guys. Alright, I don't know why. Let's see. Yes, thanks. You always know when to hit the scene with a finisher. And yes, we hear that. Okay. I mean, unless you hear it, that's something. I don't know why it's doing that. I think I might have to like reset some stuff to fix that right now. So right now we're just not gonna worry about it too much.
I have no business
I will do
with Branded.
This.
Well, I have business with you. A package, fresh from the master's table.
I do not know you. Where is the merchant, Etienne?
Somewhere the gate guards won't be paying him or his affairs any mind.
Fine. Hand over the goods and be gone.
Damn, this dude is rude as hell. Hand over the goods and be gone.
Lighter than usual. Branded, if I discover you have played me false,
I can always take it back.
you will do no such thing. Your master should cut out your insolent tongue. Had you been the tool of any other man, I would see you clapped in chains. Payment. Take it and get out of my sight.
Damn, this dude
Cigars. Those cigars are worth more than your life. Do be careful.
Box of cigars.
No one's allowed through the gate until... Spices from the far...
Fresh fish!
And a china of rosé.
It smells so delightful. I warn you now, I don't sell to your kind, whether you have the coin or not. Where's your master anyway?
Etienne sent me.
Didn't know he had his own bearer. Business must be booming. All right, quickly now, before the guards notice. That is no burden off my back. And this is for Etienne.
All this for a drink.
Not just any drink. The very best. Specially distilled for my most discerning customers. The guards find that, they'll seize it before you can blink. You keep it well hidden, all right? If Etienne likes it, tell him there's more where that came from. For a price, of course.
Of course. Perfume, cigars, and spirits. Someone has expensive tastes. The question is, how can they afford to maintain them? I suppose there's only one way to find out.
Well then, I suppose you'll need a little...
Ah, you have returned.
I believe these are yours.
Delightful. The dame will be pleased.
You don't say. And would she be pleased to learn what you had to exchange for those items?
You mean the crystals? No need to be coy, my boy.
Why not just tell me in the first place?
An honest man wears deception like shackles about his ankles. I couldn't risk you stumbling under the gaze of the guards. After all, we both know the punishment for dealing in unsanctioned crystals, even such morsels as I provide. And if you don't know what this day's work may have cost you, then, well, I dare say you'll sleep all the better for it. Despite the risk, our friends beyond the wall gladly give their finest and most treasured wares for the paltry crumbs I trade in.
I didn't realize crystals were so scarce here.
As scarce as chocobo teeth, hence the thriving market for even the scantest fragments. Do you think it vulgar that I profit from the hardship of others?
I think you're doing what you believe is necessary.
Yeah, indeed. And I don't doubt the dame would agree. A reward for a job well done. I have the goods I was commissioned to gather, and the guards are none the wiser. I thank you, as will our mutual friend when she hears of how you have aided me.
Alright, good. Had to deal with those jerks for a little bit, but you know, we got paid.
You wear the dame's brooch. She must trust you.
Enough to have me look for one of your colleagues. A woman by the name of Tatienne.
She's still missing then. Oh, if only I'd comforted her.
You saw her before she disappeared.
The day before. She was in tears. She'd lost her comb. A gift from the dame. It wasn't anything fancy, but you could tell it meant the world to her. You see, Tatienne was an orphan, and she looked upon the dame as a mother, as do we all.
So she was upset.
And I didn't lend her my shoulder. But perhaps someone else did. Tatienne shared a room. Her chambermaid may have seen something. She's over there, sitting by the pond.
Thank you. Let's see what her chambermaid can tell us then.
So you're the new escort the girls have been talking about. And you've already been sent off on an errand, eh? Poor boy. You'll be knackered before the real work begins later on tonight.
I'm told you share a bedchamber with Tatienne. Did she say anything to you before?
Before she went missing. Only that she needed to meet with someone. She did mention a name, but I know exactly who she meant.
You do?
Lad from the garrison. Annoying little shit. Spent every guil he earned on Tatienne, and picked fights with anyone else who tried to buy her time. Followed her around like a lost puppy. Tatienne was flattered at first, but it didn't take long for her to get scared. She thought about saying something. But the dame was so proud of her for how much she was bringing in, and she didn't want to let her down.
This man from the garrison. Did you ever see him?
Of course I did. He tried to sneak into our room enough times. Slimy sod's got a scar over one eye. Claims he got it in battle.
You've been very helpful.
Don't let him get away with this. Find him, and you'll find her.
Damn.
Man from the garrison.
She really helped us out.
Seems a trip to the barracks is in order.
But that is her homegirl, so if she cared about her, I guess she would.
I haven't seen you around the Vale of late.
That's the day done then.
Oh, one of these dudes?
Heard the bones fell favourably.
Bro.
To the Vale, then?
I'm looking for a man with a scar over his eye.
Looking for a man? Does this look like a brothel, Branded? Fuck off.
Hold your tongue. He wears the dame's brooch. One word from him and the Vale's doors will be barred to us for good.
There's only one man in the garrison with a dodgy eye. His name's Yannick. I haven't seen him around lately, though.
On account of him being in war. Yeah, Yannick left a few days back. Said he had dealings with a merchant there.
The dame thanks you. Moor is the last village on the road to Oriflamme. I should let Isabel know where I'm headed.
Clive, tell me you bear good tidings.
That remains to be seen.
Oh, Tatiane, you could have told me.
This Yannick. The soldiers I spoke to believe he's in the village of Moor. According to them, he claimed to have some business with a merchant there. Though that wouldn't explain his continued absence.
And you plan on traveling to Moor to ascertain the truth?
Isn't that what you want?
Oh, it is, but I fear sending you there may cause more harm than good. The people of Moor are rather set in their ways. You'll find they have little love for bearers, and they will not hesitate to report one such as you to the constabulary. There is a man in Moor who owes me a favor. More than one, in fact. His name is Bertrand, and he works at the stables. Tell him I sent you.
I shall return as soon as I find something.
Okay, is that somewhere we can reach? Or is this like a fast travel situation? That will take us nowhere. I feel like we need to go north. We definitely need to go more this way. Okay, real quick, guys, I'm gonna run a quick ad. Just so that we all on the same page. I know that I have regular ads turned off just so that we all can, be on the same page. Don't miss anything important. So I'll be right back. I will see you guys in a second. Stretch real quick, grab a snack. I'm gonna run a battle royale, and good luck to the winner. I think our last winner might have been Mage Some Metal. So yeah, good luck everybody. See who wins. See you in a second. Alright guys, I am back. Thank you for guys for waiting. It looks like 8:33 Chicago time was the winner. Congratulations, congratulations. Onward.
Well, I suppose you'll need a little something to remember me by.
And I suppose I'll need to get my coin purse.
See what's happening there.
I think I might see you tonight.
Yeah, she is city girl. What are those crystals? They are. We're gonna destroy that entire case. Dang, it looks nice, huh?
Orifla, how many bearers suffer to keep your granaries full?
Damn. The music switch up and everything. That bird gonna attack me? That chicken gonna attack me? This chicken's gonna attack me.
Get him, boy!
We having chicken tonight?
Get them all you've got, boy!
Oh my god.
You know what to do.
You know what to do.
Sicko toggle!
These little dogs.
Get him! It's over.
It looks so nice, but the music is just so not nice. Good to know not all the chickens are aggro. Only some of the chickens.
Get him! It's over.
Okay. You see what I mean now?
Stay down. Lose. You know what to do, boy.
You know what to do.
Don't let them get away.
Oh, y'all want some?
You know what to do, boy.
You know what to do, boy.
There, boy.
Chicken tonight.
Keep your distance, boy. Sick of Toggle. There, boy.
This area is so nice. Looks like another site.
You heard me. Shift your asses. You, Branded, here now.
What? What do you want?
You're late. What kept you?
Late for what?
Did they tell you nothing? A wild beast is savaging my boy. Well, don't just stand there gawping. Rescue him.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
All right. Where is he?
My, I see they've sent me a Branded with a spine for a change. He's over that way, towards the coast. Go, and see that you kill the beast.
Okay, gonna go kill him. You wait right here.
For someone whose son's in mortal danger, he didn't seem all that worried.
Right.
Something's not right here. I need to be careful.
Had another Branded drop in the field.
He didn't seem
yesterday.
to care.
If the people of Moor are as intolerant as Isabel says, it's no wonder the Empire never sent my unit here.
Hmm?
What do you want?
We're still full on everything.
Nothing.
Good.
If even a grain is...
Wait. Oh, the dude's like... We went the complete wrong way, y'all.
Have you seen my Chloe? I let her out of her pen while I did my chores, but she hasn't come back yet. I think she's lost. Please, can you help me look for her?
I can't promise I'll find her, but I'll try. Describe her to me.
She has beautiful white hair. She lets me stroke her when I'm sad. She's ever such a good girl. So quiet and kind, and she likes walking in the wheat. I know the fields are big, but she's never got lost before. Oh, she must be starving too. She hasn't eaten anything since yesterday. It is my job to feed her.
In that case, let's not keep her waiting.
Not gonna prioritize it because we're gonna go save this dude's son.
With a little luck, someone might have seen her.
Hopefully save this guy's son. You know, it's hard to tell how things are gonna go. A lot of times it doesn't go well.
Let's make this quick.
There we go.
Get him, boy!
Get him, boy.
Get him, boy!
Get him, boy. Let's go. Oh no!
It's going to eat me.
Jesus.
Not if I can help it.
The wolf.
Stay back. I'll deal with this.
We'll take care of this wolf. Don't worry about it.
Get him, boy!
Get him, boy. You know what to do. Why you saying amen? What's amen?
No! You weren't supposed to kill me. You were supposed to die.
What?
Father will have you whipped for this. Bearers aren't supposed to win. They never win.
What is this? Your father said you were being attacked.
You're not supposed to talk. Stop looking at me like that. We were only having fun.
Having fun?
Why are you still speaking? Father will hear of this.
Damn.
The wolf's work, no doubt. But it's not the wolf that's to blame. Someone needs to put an end to this before it happens again.
Now, this may be a hot take, but sometimes Clive gives me. Sometimes he gives me Metal Gear. He gives me Snake. Sounds pretty soccer. It's like, what? Why would they be treated so badly? Why would they do this? What? The crystals. The crystals. But the crystals are everything. Otacon,
Come here this instant. How dare you frighten my son? You slaughter his poor pet and then have the gall to return. Head
to
held
return.
high. That wolf was trained. Better trained by far than your worthless kind. You are the entertainment, nothing more. And we are most certainly not entertained.
Nor am I. You'll pay for what you've done.
See? I told you. He talks too much. It's not right. I don't like him, Father.
You're not the branded I bought, are you? How dare you deceive me? Well, the sins of the slave are the sins of the master. Go, summon the unlucky wretch you answer to.
That wretch would be me. I'm not about to set her up.
That
Ain't
unlucky
no
wretch
snitch.
would be me. I'm my own master. I'm beholden to no one. And I take orders from no one.
Lies! Do you think I cannot see that brand on your face?
Shut your mouth and listen. Those bearers you killed, they were people. They felt fear and pain, just as you do. And unless you wish to share in their suffering, you would do well to remember we are not your playthings.
Father, he's scaring me.
How dare you threaten us?
Father, he's scaring me.
Dare you?
Can't we just buy another hound? A bigger one, a better one.
Of course, my son. I'll have the villagers fetch us another. With jaws powerful enough to nip this branded's head clean off his shoulders.
And then we walk away.
I'm wasting my time. But I can't just leave those bearers lying out there. They deserve a proper burial. That much I can do at least. How many bearers have lost their lives to this nobleman's sport?
Way too many, it seems.
More victims of the nobles' games. You must be Clive.
How do you know my name?
The Dame.
That's why.
I'm in her service.
Yeah, I figured.
Like yourself.
This whole thing gives Game of Thrones yet again.
Never
Giving
gets
some
any
Joffrey
easier.
vibes.
Burying the dead.
Is that what you're here to do?
The mistress has me see to it that none are left to the crows. Since you're here, can you give me a hand?
Gladly. Let's put them to rest.
They've got a beautiful
May
view.
their burden finally be lifted. I take it you slew the nobleman's pet?
I did. Now I expect they'll find another soon enough. And when it gets here, more bearers will die. How can they think so little of sending us to the slaughter?
Simple. Because you are not them. Bearers are tools when they're needed, and toys when they're not. And if one breaks, well, you can always buy another. Still, such attitudes don't always go unpunished.
Is this your doing?
Of course not. Wolves kill. It's in their nature. Invite one into your home, he's gonna tear your throat out eventually. Same with bearers.
Damn.
Fed or not, they don't lack for fangs. What will folk do when they bite back, I wonder? The realm's less two murderous bastards, and I won't mourn the loss. Here. For their help.
You don't have to.
Take it. You never know. Our paths may cross again. Till then.
He making it sound like he didn't do something there, but it sounds like he did. The way he's talking definitely gives I might have had something to do with that. Rest well. And now this other quest, which I kind of forgot what it was.
You work these fields? I need to ask you something.
A branded. And an outsider at that. Why should I help you, eh? You tell me that.
Because a girl from the village asked me to find her pet. Chloe.
Chloe, is it? Oh, little Lisette's plaything. Last I saw, the filthy creature was sniffing about the windmill. That girl's old enough to know she should tie her pet up when she's finished playing with it.
The windmill.
Off with you now. I won't have idle branded underfoot.
The windmill. Of course. Chloe.
More brown than white. You're not Chloe, are you, girl? Is that someone napping on the job? I hope they don't mind the interruption.
They don't look like they're napping to me.
The crystal's curse.
Chloe, I was calling you. Didn't you hear me?
Oh, well.
Get up now. You've slept long enough. It's time to go home. Chloe? Why did you already turn into a rock? I only made you do a bit of magic. You knew you were my favorite. None of the other Chloes had pretty hair.
What?
It could be months before Dad gives me another one. I have to wait until they're too tired to work anymore.
Is that all she was to you? A plaything? Do you really not care that she's dead?
She's not dead. She's a rock.
That? The crystal's curse? That's just how she died. And now she's gone forever. Giving another bearer her name won't change that.
No, don't say that.
It's true.
She's dead.
And without that brand, she would have been just another girl. Somebody's daughter. Just like you.
But Dad said bearers don't have parents.
They do. Parents that give them away. Families they'll never see again. But you became Chloe's family when you took her in. Remember that. And remember her.
Damn, that's dark.
I'm so sorry, Chloe.
Messed up, y'all.
Are you Bertrand? The dame sent me.
Sounds about right. Only time I hear from her is when she wants something. Well, go on then. What is it?
One of her courtesans has gone missing, and I need to find her. A soldier who may have information on her whereabouts is rumored to have come here to meet with a trader.
Many traders stop to peddle their wares on their way to the capital, but only one's been seen quarreling with a soldier.
Is he still here?
The trader? Oh, yeah. Stubborn sod stood his ground till the soldier got tired of shouting, from what I hear. If you seek him out, keep your head down. Fact is, folks round here would sooner hang her branded than help him. And that's even with the dame's brooch for protection.
Understood.
I've noticed.
Weren't expecting any new branded until the new moon. You don't think...
What's this? A branded? Where's your master? Must I call for the constable?
I come to you from Northreach, at the behest of the dame. Perhaps you've heard of her.
Why, of course I have. I am the good lady's servant. What is it that she requires of me?
Rumor has it you were seen arguing with a soldier some few days ago. A soldier with a scar over his eye.
Yes, that's right. He had a comb which he claimed was an antique. Said he wanted to trade it for a newer one. But old though it was, an antique it most certainly was not, as I told him. Nevertheless, he insisted that it was of great value and was quite vehement about my appraisal. I stood firm, however, and for all his bluster, he still purchased a new comb, albeit an inexpensive one.
And do you know where he went after that?
My customers aren't usually in the habit of telling me whither they are bound, but as it happens, this one did. Yonder ruins, strange as it may sound.
My thanks.
Not at all. I would do anything for the dame. Anything. Be sure and tell her, won't you, that I was helpful. I mean, most helpful.
Okay, I guess we just ran straight over there.
It smells of death here, Torgal.
Oh.
Wolves.
There's death everywhere.
We can't let them get any closer to the village.
Dang it.
Get him! There, boy! There, boy! You know what to do. There, boy! Don't let him get away. It's over.
Damn it all. Bodies. A man and a woman. Well, the wolves have been busy. But the blood is long dry. So it is you, Tatienne.
If that's true, then the body next to hers will be Yannick's. The girl Yannick went off to see every night. You said her name was Tatienne.
You. Did you follow me?
Now, why would I do that? Unless you think I'd have good reason to. But no. I was sent to find Yannick. By the looks of things, I have.
We both found who we were searching for.
Yeah, he was a jealous sod. Couldn't stand the thought of his woman with someone else. Then one day he sees her with a new comb. Thinks she's got herself a new gallant. Tells the garrison he's going to find the man and kill him. We know it's all talk, but then he disappears off to Moor for some dealings and doesn't come back.
If you mean this comb, it was a gift from the dame.
If only Yannick had bothered to ask, eh? He might not be rotting on a hill.
I think he meant to ask her something else. He stole the old comb and bought her a new one in the hope they'd wed.
Wed? Where would they have gone? Certainly not back to Northreach with a dame waiting. And we all know what happens to deserters. Tell the dame I'm sorry for her loss. When the lads come to collect Yannick's body, I'll see that Tatienne is delivered to the Vale.
Is that wise?
Oh, there won't be any covering up this mess. The most we can hope for is that the dame doesn't hold it against us. Speaking of which, I saw her in Moor just now. Could you tell her what happened? Might sound better coming from you.
I need to tell Isabel.
Damn.
Perhaps the comb will give her something to remember Tatienne by.
I'm sure she'd rather have Tatienne, but...
If it was a message that needed delivering on...
You are still in one piece, I see. You will be pleased to hear that your companions have arrived. They said they would meet you at a little chapel to the east of here.
Thank you, but you needn't have come all this way just to tell me. I was on my way to see you.
You found her then? I see. My dear Tatienne. It is by no means uncommon for a client to fall for a courtesan. Especially a client who's young and far from home. But rarely do such tales have happy endings.
I found this with Tatienne. I believe it was yours.
Thank you for returning it. I shall see that it has a place on her pyre.
Tragic. Absolutely tragic.
I should go.
Before you do, I have one last gift. A token of my thanks. The Vale counts among its patrons several high-ranking officers of the Imperial Army. According to one of the looser-tongued gentlemen, it would appear that the legions are planning to march south.
Or to mention the same thing.
But did he mention that it was all of the legions? This is no mere skirmish. Were I to guess, I'd say the Emperor planned to abandon the capital. But that couldn't possibly be true now, could it? Take care, Clive.
I will. And thank you again.
You like that, don't you?
Weren't expecting any new branded until the new moon.
Better already.
What's all this?
Any trouble on the way?
None worth mentioning.
As I was telling Jill, it's worse than I thought. The capital's crawling with soldiers.
And here I am, the deserter come home.
Which is why we'll be taking the back door.
Place looks nice. Oh, I see why. I'm gonna see this mission. Okay.
Cheer up, you two. Can't think of a safer place in the Empire than a... brothel.
Really? Doesn't seem very private.
Bow chicka wow wow.
So then, how do we proceed?
We'll be using the glass gate. Tonight, just after sunset.
where the shards are loaded for transport. That is one of the most heavily guarded points in all of Sambrek.
But not the most, which is a start. Besides, I know a shortcut straight to the heart.
A shortcut? And how exactly did you come to know about this fatal chink in the Empire's armor?
Let's just say I may have attempted something similar before. And may have ended up running for dear life after being discovered by Bahamut, but that's not important.
Sid, if the Mother Crystals truly are the cause of the Blight...
If? You wound me, Jill.
What I'm trying to say is, if the powers that be know all of this, why do they sit idle and allow it to continue?
In case you haven't noticed, the God-fearing people of this realm and their pious leaders care for but one thing, themselves. And they'll do whatever it takes to hold on to power. The rest of us are just a means to an end. The moment you raise your voice against them, you're decried as an outlaw, clapped in irons and slung in a cell to rot.
An outlaw.
Whoever controls the crystals controls the realm. But our kind can wield magic without them. To our rulers, we must seem the most convenient of tools. And the most dangerous.
But what makes them think they have the right to use us? To leave us to die when our bodies are spent?
Does a nobleman weep for a broken mug? A torn tunic? Our fate means nothing to them. No, this isn't a battle you can win with words. Believe me, I've tried, but nothing ever gets through. The world is simply not ready to listen. So to hell with talking. If they won't give us a say, we'll decide our fates another way. You can't blame a man for wanting to bring an end to all this, can you?
I can't. But what of all the people you mean to rob of their comforts? Are you happy for them to call you outlaw?
Sid the Outlaw. Ah, that'll do me.
You might at least pretend to take this seriously.
Have a little faith, Jill. Even if you don't think much of my choice of digs. If it means my deeds will be remembered, I'll gladly play the role of villain. But first, we have a gate to crash. And once we're in, there'll be no turning back. So you best make ready. The world won't save itself.
All right. You've reached a pivotal moment in the story. If you continue, you will not be able to return. Proceed. Oof. Yeah, let's go.
There are not nearly enough men here.
Then it's fortunate the city guard doesn't take sentry assignment as seriously as you do. This bodes well.
That'll be a first. This may not be such a terrible plan after all.
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
Only that your last secret shortcut was nowhere near as secret as you claimed.
Yeah, but that's half the fun of it. Life's too short for perfect plans. You want a plan that'll keep you on your toes, stop you growing old and complacent.
Worked for you, has it?
Clive, my boy, even life's smallest challenges offer the opportunity to grow and to change. You must embrace these moments. Allow them to suffuse your heart with a deep sense of fulfillment.
Narrowly escaping death at the hands of an enemy is not my idea of fulfillment.
Something wrong?
Not at all. Just wondering if the two of you had finished.
Right. We make for the Mother Crystal's heart as planned. Destroy it and the whole thing should come tumbling down.
And if the passage to the inner sanctum is guarded?
Then we embrace the moment and use it to grow and change.
To grow and change? Okay, thanks for that.
Come on, this way. Try to stay out of sight.
Feels good already. A little bit of espionage.
The passage is empty.
Wait, it's down here. No. Wait. Actually, wait. Yeah. Might have the right idea. 800 gil. Yeah, yes. Pro tip, take that ladder. Alright.
Alright.
Ooh, the music, y'all.
Let's get this over with.
They couldn't stop one single man from reaching the sanctum, so shut your gob and keep your eyes open.
They're not from the garrison. I swear this passage is...
The enemy's upon us!
Of course it is. Perfect plans, Clive. Perfect plans.
Sicko, Torgal!
Take that level up.
It never stood a chance.
You're welcome.
Make sure I didn't leave anything behind. All clear.
The main tunnel.
That would be my guess. There are sentries everywhere.
All on that bridge.
And all good things must come to an end. We might have a bit more company from now on.
Let's see.
To arms, men! Sicko, Torgal!
Ow.
Get him, boy! Sicko, Torgal! Keep your distance, boy!
Who the hell?
I think this may be the moment I was talking about earlier.
What have we here? More insects come to be squashed? You will find my mortar and I only too happy to oblige.
This mission's a bit long. Okay.
To the talker.
Then let's shut him up.
Oh God. Okay.
this quick.
Oh, damn it.
Is he?
Oh, bollocks. It's gonna Kashyyyk.
He's gone. What?
Poor wretch.
Oh! Jesus, didn't want to do that.
Not in return. There's nothing left of him but hatred and rage.
Let's end his torment.
Oh. Okay, that's new. Oh, that's new too.
I should keep on my feet.
Oh my god, he's got to move for everything.
Sick of Torgal. You know what to do. Get him, boy. Give them all you've got, boy. Over here. Sick of Torgal. Not this time. Don't let them get away. Get him, boy. Get him. Get him, boy.
Jeez. Oh, watch out! Yeah.
Sick of Torgal. Get him. Keep your distance, boy. Not this time. You know what to do.
Woo. That guy was quite beefy, y'all. The favor of the Inferno. Uses ignition damage.
I'll never get used to that. The Kashyyyk or no, he was still a man. drowned in ether.
It's no way for anyone to go.
Come on.
I think it's good.
Guard duty's a death sentence in this place. Not that Sylvester cares. Deep of the blessing, my friends. You've said being a dominant doesn't have its benefits.
Sid, this is an ether flood.
There shouldn't be one here, should there? The workers couldn't survive this.
Well, it wasn't here last time, I can tell you that. Which means we need to be quick. The ether won't hurt us, but I'd rather not find out what it's done to everyone else.
A little bit of Tron right there. Boom, 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 boom.
The mines. The gods.
The ether's made monsters of them. What we do now is put them out of their misery.
Isabel said she thought the Empire might be planning to abandon the capital. Could this be why?
He said you could pay Elizabeth. Oh man. If ever there was a reason to rub sticks, an ether flood would be it. Fuck me. Those guards at the gate. They weren't there to keep people out.
They were there to keep the Akashic in.
Doesn't look that far. Right. Whoa. Whoa. Some help.
Hold on.
Not quite as spry as I used to be.
I'll take that as a thank you.
Look on the bright side, eh? At least you won't get lost.
Better already.
Some opponents will use the ability War Cry to invigorate themselves, enhancing their performance in battle. Look for the icon and try and defeat them before they can deal too much damage.
Get him! Sick of Toggle! This time. That's enough. Lose.
Hey, what was back here? Oh, it was a trap.
Stay down.
Oh, jeez.
Get the police on board. Sick of trouble.
Those guys are kind of tough. They should have so much health. coral sword. And what might that be? It's stronger than what I got, for real? Well, putting it on. Oh. Well, you know what I'm actually gonna do?
See, they replaced that wooden door with something a little more sturdy.
Is we're actually gonna stop here for tonight, because I've already been told this mission is quite long, and I want to make sure that I can go ahead and get the next stream going and make even more progress. So, with that being said, I want to go ahead and thank everybody for stopping by us at the stream tonight, and as always, your support means everything. So I always appreciate you guys stopping by, and even anyone who's watching the videos later, gives a comment, like, whatever. It is all appreciated. It helps me out, so of course, it's amazing. But I will be catching you guys out in the next one. I hope you guys have a good holiday for those who will be celebrating it. And yeah, I think I should see you guys on Wednesday, and we'll be continuing from right at this exact spot. So I'll see you guys then, and we'll be starting at around 6:30. So I'll see you guys then, guys. Take it easy. Later.